stop. The memories flood in my head. Just like the waves, babe, we were endless. Drowning in your eyes, pull me in your tide. Do you still remember all the shit we used to do? The drunken walks at 2 a.m. in high school. Slipping away before your eyes are into the night. It feels better when you're frozen inside my mind. Till the clock runs out of eyes on you. When the sun goes down, it's just too soon. Won't you take me away? Oh, I can't refuse it. Give me your soul before you lose it. Will it last until tomorrow? It's fading now, I don't know. When you're young, you are, there's still our eyes on you, they're watching over. Keep your composure, be your controller. Circle round and round we went, could you take me home again? Fireworks all in your eyes, telling me that it's alright. Till the clock runs out of eyes on you. When the sun goes down, it's just too soon. Won't you take me away? Oh, I can't refuse it. Give me your soul before you lose it.
Meow.
One. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 of Titan After Dark. My name is Goldyn, and I'm here with, well, Sharogen. Sharogen, are you okay? It looks like something's wrong with your camera. Oh my god, you're not Sharogen!
Welcome back to Titan After Dark. Sharogen is dead, unfortunately, so we're just gonna get right into it.
Not Sharogen! You killed
Of course, we have to. The show must go on, though, so here I am filling in, since I did the dirty work.
You did the... Alright, well, fans, don't be too
Immediately missed.
concerned. He will be missed. We might have to resurrect him for a later segment. He'll come back. Don't worry. No one can kill Sharogen. He would come back. I feel like he would just resurrect himself.
Sharogen.
He's dead.
No. All right. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. We've got a great time for you tonight. Lots of different segments, lots of different stuff going on. But we are actually going to kick the show off with one of our favorite segments. I mean, all of it's my favorite personally, and I'm going to repeat myself later because I love this show. But we're going to start off with an awesome segment that I know we all love, which is Top Clips. These are clips that are farmed by one of our incredible staff members, Helper. He works all 2 weeks to collect the best clips. We've had some fantastic ones. I think my favorite one from the last show was that Talia Vi going for a ride. So without further ado, let's take a look and see what we have going on tonight.
First one here, we got a little bit of action from the Divinity League, of course, and this is a bit of a spicy one there. You see a kind of botched engage with the sombrero on the Orion on the bottom left. Pretty unfortunate, but that's not the focus of this clip. You're seeing Aatrox, that's right. That is the EU Destroyer over there, tearing it up.
I
in
mean,
Divinity League as well.
That's a daddy right there. Truly. I mean, Aatrox is such like a tough champion for me to hate because he's terrifying. Right? Like he does stuff like this. He's kind of like Darius, he's terrifying, but also like, I mean, have you seen him walk around the rift? Like that man could get it.
Dude, there's definitely a history of you enjoying Aatrox in ways I can't explain.
I will spend, you know what? Everyone asks me to write a book all the time. The amount of people that have asked me to write a book is like, I could not give you that number. So maybe I just write a book and in there it's me trying to enjoy Aatrox.
Oh, I feel like I could get you can do maybe 2 or 3 words, and I'd get the entire encompassing view of your I don't know if I'd say love, obsession.
It's definitely not an obsession. You guys are gonna see later. I have an obsession with another champion that's getting a prestige skin. Oh, that guy. But
Oh.
for this one, I think this is just a classic Aatrox farming clip. Like you've got a Penta here just in the making. The Nico ult doesn't actually really do a whole lot. Just immediately
Not at
gets
all.
shut down, and we just get all of the resets that you want as an Aatrox. His team pulls it off to let him swipe that last piece of it for the Penta. So, I mean, overall, I think this is such a great clip from this week. It really just shows the power of when you know what your champion can do and when you've got a team that's not trying to troll you.
Yep. On the next clip, we got new Uzi is what this is called, but the actual focus of the clip for me is take a look at Batman here. He's about to
This
do
is
some
really...
heroics. All right, here we go. Okay, misses the EQ.
Oh no! It's a disaster!
I'm sure that is not the focus of the clip.
No, I think the focus of the clip is supposed to be... Yeah. I mean, I think it's both, because, I mean, of course, the Kaisa actually did... Yeah, I mean, but the Kaisa actually did all of the work, right? Like, she actually did... I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I'm sorry. My camera lagged out. So sorry. I was just saying that Kaisa did all the work and Batman decided to be the funny man. So a lot of pentas this week in Titan, and this clip was taken from the perspective of the Jin. So this whole clip, I'm watching the Jin, and then it's Syndra, it's Ball Lady. Like we have some great Syndra clips this week. So this all overall, I mean, kind of similar to the Aatrox clip. You know what your champion can do, and your team's not gonna troll you for the penta. So I think that this was such a fun showing of mid laners can get pentas. Well, I don't know. Maybe. We're moving on here to the deer. Yeah, you know, I handpicked those thumbnails, and I really pride myself on picking ones that are accurate and representative of the champion, and I think this one might have been one of my best, truly.
After that whole thing, so pretty solid there. Yeah, I mean, there's not too much else in this clip.
Truly, yeah. We could probably jump to the next clip. I mean, it is a little depressing that Braum ult, right? Or the Braum shield But I mean, Misfortune still does a ton of damage, so I mean, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So
I would check your mic, by the way, just letting you know, which one is connected. Okay,
should be
here this
both
is
of
this.
us. Should be both of us now. Chat, let us know if you still can't hear either of us. But I'm seeing both myself and Golden
Your
Ged.
mic is very echoey.
Oh, mine is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't really fix that as I've got like 14 monitors going right now, but I'll fix it for the
monitors, 6 consoles, cat cam, dog cam. It's all
everything's
going
going
up to
on.
Golden.
On this clip though, we kind of like missed the first half of it. We're gonna get a replay here. This is I hate Silas players truly, and this made me sick to my stomach. Like so well played from him, but it truly I'm like, man, fuck off, get this guy out of here. Come on.
He's drifting. He's drifting. Don't be such a hater. It's just like, why you play Ari when you could just play Silas? Obviously.
This
Does miss the E here, so it's not even flawless, It
no,
just
it's
looks
not.
easy though.
And see, my problem is I like to play Seraphine mid, and the only thing worse than Seraphine mid is Silas with Seraphine ult mid. That's so Silas is just a better Seraphine. So this pisses me off because I hate Silas players. I also can't play him. I've tried so hard. I cannot do it. So this just pisses me off on principle. So I mean, cool, good job, buddy, right? Like cool, you can do this, but I'm still gonna be pissed about it.
I mean, hey, haters gonna hate. You know how it goes. All right, here we go. We got a bit of a combo play. Another Syndra, but trust me, that's not the focus of this one.
There's
Just
a lot of Syndras this week.
Yeah, just an absolute ton, and it's surprising because there isn't much actual pro play presence at all.
Which is funny because she really hasn't been touched. Like, she's not bad. She's not entirely good. If you're good at her, you can, carry. But she's not like... I say that because I'm good at her and I can carry. But otherwise,
yeah.
This is...
So here the focus of the clip is pretty much just Nocturne doing Nocturne things, and a nice follow-up by the Poppy too to just guarantee that second kill. But there you go. The big combo. The one that they did make a little harder to execute now. You do have to click R in time. It doesn't just follow throughout that entire dash. So, I mean, hey, still executing properly, so shoutouts to them.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think this is kind of an example of what I would say, like, is a good execution of a team comp, right? Like, they drafted this clearly and they actually pulled it off really well. Obviously, Nocturne is the star of this because he pulled out the, turned off the lights and whatnot. But overall, I think that this is a good example of like, okay, this is what a team should do. And what I think is kind of funny though, is if you realize this, the first Syndra clip that we watched, this is from earlier in that game.
Oh shoot.
So
That's,
they come back and flip that around and end up losing this. So I do think that the lore there is a little bit funny when we get clips submitted from like the same game and it's like, oh, this game state's really different.
Yeah, and here we have Mel, everyone's favorite champion. I don't know anyone who's ever hated this champion lately.
No.
Definitely not
200
annoying.
years of champion design, right? That's the whole joke every time. This is so outrageous that this happens. It pisses... Everything about these clips this week pisses me off. There's no giggles from me this week.
Why does this kill? That Q at the end is really what just confuses me. That is a Maokai.
I genuinely did not believe that was going to kill. I was like, oh, okay. Like, she survived. She kills the first one, right? She kills the Talia. Why does that kill? And I wish we could see the items. Maybe she's got pen or something, or
I believe at the end it pulls up. She's like 4-0 already, or she's like 2-0-1, so she has her completed burn item, I believe.
Maybe that's it, but let's take a look. Tell me what you got, Mel.
Let's see. Should get pulled up here. I know the extended clip has it. Let's see. Is it still here?
No, not. And you know what? I know NBK. I know NBK personally. I'll give him a call. I'll pop him on the analyst desk to NBK. Hey, what the hell did you build? I know we've got some Elysiumers in the chat. If you guys want to call up NBK and say, what were you building? We're very interested to know on the Titan After Dark chat. But overall, I mean, just kind of a F you to that Maokai.
Yep. Next, we got a clip that looks like it's just so bad for Xin Zhao. It turns out it's a bait the whole time.
It was. He just heals. I mean, he does die, right? He dies there, but how much healing did he just do?
Yeah, that was a little bit... I mean, there is the entire enemy team on top of you. And then he just heals a ton with the Nami as well. I mean,
It's
there's just good supporting
outrageous.
there.
It's outrageous, truly. Yes, it's good supporting, but also that champion, that's outrageous. The amount of healing that happened. Like, there's no way any Zen Zhao in any of my games is living that long. He's insta, like, one shot. He's dead. He's gone. Goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, we're this Titan After Dark. We can just say how it is. That was bullshit.
Yeah, what? You know
Loki?
what? You're right. We can't cuss on this stream. That was bullshit. You're so right, Golden Guy.
I was watching this clip like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, he should be dead. I don't know. I mean, okay, Ori didn't ult, but if Ori ults there, it's such a waste. So, I mean, totally understand it. But man,
I would be.
what a champion.
Again, I told you all these clips kind of just piss me off, truly. So.
Yeah, well, this one is really the most infuriating. You know, we said Syndra clips, but really, I think I'd label this as something of a. I mean, it's a sick Syndra stun. Don't get me wrong, but the damage output on these double dragons, that is disgusting. I mean, there it comes through, and their entire HP bar is just gone to 2 abilities. Like, ugh, that is nasty.
Real talk, is Smolder related to Shyvana in any way? Is she like an aunt or something? Or
Maybe.
like Smolder's mom's sister fucked a human man and that's how you get Shyvana? Because she's half human, half dragon?
Some definite freak shit going on, but I think Smolder's mom was just a normal Carnivorian dragon. I have no idea why Smolder can talk. Don't get me wrong, I have no idea because his mom doesn't talk.
Well, maybe she can, but you just, it's like, you know, you ever watch Guardians of the Galaxy that Groot just, you know, you don't know him well enough? Maybe you just don't know Smolder's mom well enough. You gotta get in there. You gotta...
Dude, oh, trust me.
Golden Guy, get in there.
If I could.
Oh my
I would
god.
if I could.
You are the 3rd person this week that I've had deep conversations with about thirsting over Smolder's mom. Does the League of Legends community have something about Smolder's mom?
You know,
What
I gotta
is
say,
this?
There's got to be something more wrong with the people you interact with. 3 people? That is insane.
I
In one
mean, I talk to a lot of people in general.
Oh.
You know me, I'm a bit of a chatterbox. But I mean, if anybody knows in chat what's oh, we lost my camera. I'll get that back up. Just don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, well, okay. Put it like this: very kind mother. You know, she stays very high up watching
Here I am.
Smolder as he fights on the rift. So I mean, if anything, just has great motherly tendencies. Can't really.
Is that
complain
what you're
there.
attracted to? Is that it? You have mommy issues? Is that why you killed Sharogen? Because you have mommy issues?
We'll unpack that next show.
Actually, you know what would... I think that this is a great segue that I need to send you to Freedom Potatoes caster therapy.
Not round 2. Oh no, round 1 was. so
Round 1 did
interesting.
not work, apparently. I think we
What?
need... You, if you're still making statements like this, I think that you need to go back.
Hey, we've never had any issues with loving anyone's mother, okay?
All right, well, chat, with that, we are going to actually toss it over to a snippet of an interview that Ferris did. If you want to see the full interview, you're going to have to go to the Titan stream, YouTube, actually. You're going to have to go to the Titan YouTube. We're going to get a little clip of that, and then we're going to go into a super, super fun player trivia segment. All right, thanks for seeing us on Top Clips, folks.
How did that opening match feel for you? Obviously, it's nice to get the win, but how did it feel in terms of the team synergy compared to maybe scrims you had beforehand going into that series? What was it like to have that kind of opener?
Well, I think it kind of felt similar to scrims, which is we stopped them.
Yeah. Animosity, before we close out, are there any shoutouts you want to give to anyone before we end?
Richard is a noob.
That, okay, Richard, whoever you are, you're new. Animosity said it. That's probably one of
Oh, welcome back, TAD, the usual stuff. Goldyn wanted an intro and she ain't getting shit. Sorry about it. But we do have some amazing players here coming from Divinity, Conqueror, and Vanquisher in a Power Plays show where they're going to see what is wrong in this HUD setup. Now, I know that there's some Urgot players here. There's some off-meta ADCs here, and Captain Phil should should know plenty of the champions because it's Captain Phil, but let's see how they do in this one. So we're going to bring the first one up. We're going to give them about 30 seconds or so to try to figure this one out. We'll see how they're going to do, but let's see if they can get this one quickly. So write it down on a sheet, write it down on something. Try to get it on your phone, even just passive Q, E, R. See, I love to make them panic immediately when the timer's going because I have the timer, they don't. I have get to yeah. See, look, Linksy panicking. He's looking. He doesn't know quite what it is. Let's see if he knows the answer. Oh, I love doing this to people. Jerry, the pencil's out. Old school. I like it. You have about 10 seconds or so left. Have you figured it out? Has anyone got it? Is anyone confident in their answer?
I think I've got it.
I think you've got it, Cherry. You've got it. Captain Phil.
I think so.
Okay, we'll show the answers. Show them up. Let's see what's going. Let's see. We have
I got the passive.
Yeah,
passive, Cherry. Passive. Captain Phil.
Yeah, I also have passive.
Passive, perfect. It is the passive. You are correct in this one. It is Morgana passive. It is Morgana. So we'll all get 1 point each for this one, nice and easy. We'll wait for Wookie to bring up the next one. We'll see what the next one is. So I know what champion it is immediately, and so should everyone else. But I actually kind of like this one. Let's see how quick they are on this one. See how quick. Linksy panics. Looking, I can see it in the eyes.
Shut up,
every
bro.
single one of them. Something's wrong. What is it, Linksy? Get it. You gotta rep your league. Divinity needs you. You gotta get something.
Lock in, bro. You got this. I'm sure you play this champion.
I don't like that. I don't like that Cherry's taking shots. She knows.
I know.
I'm pretty sure. I might be
That's
wrong.
blood in the water, my guy.
Oh,
You're good.
no. I'm done. I'm already gonna be down.
2, 1. What have you got? So
I got
Captain Phil,
passive
show me
again.
first.
I've got the Q.
The Q.
The
Q is you mean the Q on the board in front of me?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
That's not it. It's the E. It's Nocturne's
Yeah.
E. Nocturne's Q is in the E.
What?
yeah,
Sandra.
yeah. The E is Dustbringer.
Cherry, the only one Vanquisher rep.
Look,
Vanquisher
listen.
rep. That's what I like to
That's
see. Cherry.
tragic.
That's my league. See, it's my league.
I'm a knower.
Yeah.
I'm a knower.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
a
an
knower.
awarer.
Elo Sky for you next game. Elo Sky. Plus
Yeah, I'm gonna
28.
go back to Emerald. Goodbye.
Jump on to the next one. Oh no, don't say that. We'll jump on to the next one as we do see. Oh, this one speaks to me immediately.
Oh. I got it. I got it. I got it. I
I'm
got it.
knower.
Remember that. Linksy,
I got it.
confident. Cherry,
Yeah, I
confident.
got it.
I'm knower.
If everyone's got it, we don't need the answer, right? We don't need any time. Just show them up.
Yeah.
What is it?
I got Leona ult.
Leona ult. Yeah, Leona ult's all across the board. Yeah, perfect. Okay, everyone gets a point. That was an easy one. I'll let them away with that one. Okay. We'll see where this one goes. I saw Captain Phil immediately do the dog look, where the dogs just cocked their head to the side. So yeah, I think I know it. So there's a sharp confidence there. Linksy locking in, checking on the phone. Jerry, you're too fast at this. I know Vanquisher is absolutely cooking right now, but make sure you've got it. Everyone ready?
Mhm.
Linksy's still
I don't
thinking.
know
Give
I don't
me
know
a
how to
minute.
spell. I don't know how to spell.
You can just
Damn.
press down the button. Just tell me which button is wrong. That could
All
be
right.
good.
I got it.
W.
Gmail.
You went W. Okay.
I went
Is that a W?
I got
Yeah, that's a
W as
W.
well.
W as well. Anyone know what champion it is?
Think
Zerath.
it's Zerath ability?
Yeah, it looks like you do Zerath.
Okay. Yeah. These are all locked in. We only have a couple more of these to go, so you need to get those points back up. Cherry, don't miss.
Yo.
I know you play down around this area. Don't miss. Oh, look at that face.
Oh.
Okay. Did you see everyone there? Everyone for a second was like, I don't know this one. I like that one. You don't have to show the answer straight away.
Come on. I'm eager. I think.
Do I know this one? I feel like I know this one.
I don't.
Yeah, you have about 10 seconds left. You have about 10 seconds, Captain Phil. Throw up an answer. I'm actually not sure about this one. This one's thrown me twice now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna go with the passive on that one.
Passive, and what do you go for, Captain Phil?
I went for passive as well.
I don't even know if that one's right. I'm gonna have to get a confirmation there from because I think it's Q.
I thought it
I
was
was
the
looking.
passive
It's
too.
either
I'm
Q
not
or
sure.
passive.
Yeah.
I don't
think
know
that's
which, but
Yeah.
We'll wait for Goldyn to give us the correction on this one, but it is
What?
Q. It is Q. Okay, it is Q.
Who is it?
Okay,
Whose
right.
Q is that?
I thought for a second it is Bard's Q.
Oh,
I
I don't
I'm
play
an
that.
absolute
See, that's the
I'm
problem. I don't
sluggish.
play that fucking freak of a champion, so I wouldn't know.
I'm a Duke main as a
I thought
support, I'm
it
not
was
gonna lie.
Azir's
I'm not gonna
passive.
lie. Right,
I
next
thought that was
one.
a
Let's bring
zero
it up.
sum.
Let's bring it up. No points, apart from for me, because I'm great. Go on to this
Oh,
next
this
one.
one-
On to this
I
next
got
one.
it.
Yeah, this one's pretty easy.
I got this one fast. I'm not going
Yeah,
to
I
lie,
got
because I saw this one before, but I did see this one before, but I named the champion wrong. So I will ask you for what champion is the correct champion for the missing ability
Oh, you are?
afterwards.
Oh, I got it.
But,
I have it still.
Everyone ready? Linksy?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Throw those answers up. It's so hard for me
Can't
to
really
see
see
because
my
I'm on a
paper.
smaller monitor than everyone else's, but it's E, right?
I
E?
got
Yeah,
Cass
definitely
is
E.
E.
Cass is E.
No,
Yeah,
it's
and everyone
Cass's
said
Q. The
Yeah,
E
it's
is
Cass's
Q's.
Q on the E spot.
Yeah, it's Noxious
it's Cass's
Blast.
Q, Linksy. It's Cass's Q. No bonus
Well,
points.
no,
everyone.
no,
One point
like
as
it's
always.
the E. It's the E ability. What do you mean? You're not gonna give me a point for that?
No,
Teemo's
you get a
D
point for
on
getting the
Cass's.
answer right, but the second
Come
answer,
on, this is
you did
rigged.
not.
This is rigged for
It's
Cherry.
rigged.
This is rigged.
No, I'm just built like that.
Okay,
my guy.
yeah, okay. I see.
We'll send it on. We'll send it on as we come to. Okay, this is a champion I do play a lot of, and this one was really, really good. I will shout out Goldyn for this one. That Goldyn is absolutely exceptional at making these, and this is my favorite one. This is absolutely my favorite one. This caught me, and I am a filthy
Doing this
ADC
on
player.
pencil and paper is just like objectively the wrong way to do this. I don't know why Lee told me to do it like this.
Yeah,
We all
agree.
blame Lee. We all blame Lee. Don't worry about it.
I should have gotten like a Sharpie.
Is it my?
Have suggestions for segments? Contact Goldyn. Everyone, just make sure to go and contact Goldyn to say that this
We
segment
should
could be a
contact
lot better.
Everyone should tell Goldyn that I say hi. Like send like 80,000 DMs or be like, "Yo, Chelsea says hi." That way she'll know. She'll be a knower.
Okay, so everyone ready with their answers? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So which one is wrong?
It's the E that's wrong.
The
E,
R, I
Cherry?
said.
The E.
The E, and you said the R, Captain Phil?
I said it was the R. I mean, E looks like
It is
Ren to
E,
me.
That's Thresh's.
That's
That's
not-
Thresh's.
That's Thresh's? Oh, you
That's
see.
Thresh's.
It's
Where
the
do you play,
support
Captain Phil? You're a
champions, man.
jungler, right?
I'm a top laner,
He's
so
a top
you know
laner.
me.
I'm also
Oh,
a top
no.
laner,
Okay,
bro.
okay.
I
Top
just like
laner's a
that.
stretch, bro. You play Ivern and Heimerdinger. Like, are
Hey,
you truly a
hold
top
on
laner?
now.
Okay, this
Are
is
you?
cheating, bro.
So we're going to cut to a really new segment called Flame, and they're just going to flame each other. That's exactly how this one's going to go. But
Oh,
we're going to go
God.
to a lane you should know then. Cherry
Oh,
should be at
oh,
a
oh.
disadvantage.
Again, I don't know how to spell.
I've tried to put this champion in the jungle. It didn't
Okay,
work, but I
just give me
tried.
the letter corresponding to where the wrong ability
Okay,
is.
okay. See, that's what I did last time, but
Okay.
you got me. Okay, okay. Never mind. I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
Everyone? Okay, so show them up. Show them up.
It
I can see
that's
a Q.
Is
that's
it the
Malphite's Q.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
Malphite.
all Qs.
It
Okay,
is,
I
yeah.
trust you,
Oh,
Captain
well.
Phil. I trust you. Don't worry. I
I thought
trust
it was
you.
a passive. I got it wrong. Cheers.
Big.
Okay, so Cherry got one wrong. Did you really
What?
not think that
Shut
was
up, boy.
connected to set?
No, because I thought it looked like the Chosen the Wolf and Bessa skin. So I thought it was that.
It doesn't change the hood.
Okay, I see it. I see
It
it.
doesn't change the hood. Come
Well, I
on,
thought,
Cherry. You should
okay.
know that. You should know that.
No, I actually
English
didn't
player,
know that.
By the way, letting me down. Letting me down.
Like, no, I
Who's a
shouldn't
point
know
for that
that.
one? Come on.
Roll them up. Roll them up.
Like, we're talking about Malphite abilities. Like, I don't just tell PL suppress R anyway. Like, call it a day.
Like you don't play Ash. Let's be honest here.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh,
I got it.
yeah.
This one is a little bit trickier. This is a little bit trickier.
No, it isn't. You're wrong. I hate you.
Okay, that was so unnecessary. I'm getting
Actually,
attacked on my own show.
I'm pretty sure I almost tricked myself on this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Almost tricked yourself? Okay, so
Almost.
Cherry, I want to go for you first. What did you say?
It's the E and it's the old Aurelian Soul W, the little star
Yeah.
spinny thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everyone got it, yeah?
It's
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
thing, yeah. I almost tricked myself because I thought it was I thought the passive was wrong, but then I kept looking at the R and I'm like, but it's still Vigar. So
Yeah, no, see, the reason why it's tricky is that's the old Aurelian Sol abilities. Some people
Yeah.
might be a little bit confused by that, but we'll send it
They're
on.
not
We have,
knowers.
I think we have one more. This is the last one. So it's your last chance.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
this is
confusion.
such a
Jesus
worthless
Christ.
character too. I don't know this. I don't know which one is wrong.
Such a
I
worthless
think I
character.
got it.
It's like I play this character, but he plays himself, so I don't got it. I don't look at my ability.
I can see the panic.
It's gotta be.
Is this how Steve Harvey feels when he has a really difficult family fortune question? Like, I
Family
don't wear those
fortune.
suits though. I don't think they suit me. I'm wearing the Thresh rep though. Supports. We all need a little bit of love. All those top laners getting all the buffs and us getting absolutely nothing after being OP for 4 years. Gang.
They should buff
Sorry.
Thrush.
I have my.
We have 3, 2, 1 answers. I want to go to Linksy first because Linksy looks a little bit panicked as he's disappeared from my screen. A little bit panicked, but passive.
They got him.
Incorrect. What did you go for, Cherry?
I put the. I thought they replaced Brand Q with Annie Q.
That is
sure if they did.
perfectly correct.
Nah,
That
I'm
is
really
the
like
actual
that.
answer.
Nah, I'm really like
Linksy-
that.
Yeah,
I
Linksy
disconnected.
actually dodged. Linksy actually dodged.
I
the whole thing.
dodged,
No,
bro.
no,
That's
Linksay's
crazy.
gone, bro. He was
Look
so,
at the
he was
sat-
saturation
answer.
on the passive compared to everything else. It looks like it's a different,
Can I give my
art
answer?
form.
Yeah, give your answer.
What was
Give your
your
answer.
answer?
Come on. No.
I said it was the E.
No, you were incorrect. It
No.
is the Q.
It
Oh,
was the Q.
Unlucky.
who's the
Right.
Q?
It's Annie Q instead of Brand
Thank
Q.
you.
Oh wow.
It
I
looks
mean, I sort
very
of-
similar.
I sort of
Very
worked
similar.
backwards. I was like, these are either Annie's or Brand's abilities, and which one of them probably have the most similar icon? I just guessed the Q.
Wow.
Look at that's that Vanquisher mindset right there. That's what we want to see. But I want to thank each and every one of our players for jumping in. Congratulations mostly to Cherry for winning this one, but I didn't expect anything less from a Vanquisher player. Like that's my rep.
Former
That's my
Vanquisher
team.
player.
Well, Linksy, Capsule, if you ever want to jump back in, try to get that title back. Try to get something for your division because look,
Alright,
you do need
I'll
it.
be back.
Genuinely. Yeah, I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back. But that'll be all from us. And now I have to really quickly hop in my helicopter and head over to the studio to go do a different thing. So I'll be back in just a couple of moments. Don't go. Helicopter! Welcome everybody to the traffic report. This time around we're going to be checking how ELO goes coming up to this latest patch. As you can see down here, lovely on the bottom. All these champions, if you play them, you're losing. Simple as. They're all caught in a jam. It's Talia, Gwen, Azir, and Yorick. Not worth picking anymore. They are just too weak right now, and the nerfs are hitting them a little bit too hard. But these are the ones you got to keep an eye on. Up in the top, we got Sivir, amazing ADC right now, great utility, and will carry you if you just stay safe. Bard, great roaming support that pairs well with two of the other ADCs on this list, which is Senna and Sivir. But the other one, Aurora, big ult, going to come through, a lot more damage. And Senna, I know there's a nerf on the sheet. Ignore the sheet. It says it if you read it. Go for Static Shiv. You win the lane. You win the game. The stacks come from hitting enemies and champions, not from minions. That is all for the traffic report. We'll be back very soon. See y'all.
Thank you, Sator. JBetto reporting once again for Titan Esports News. Breaking news right now. I'm joined with Aussie to cover some scary situations around the Titan divisions. Patch 1 has just been released and Patch 2 slowly coming around the corner. And this is going to shake up a lot of the games. Oz, walk me through some of these changes that we're seeing around our Titans.
Yeah, so MSI coming soon is basically kind of what's on the card today. We had the top lane changes, right? Aatrox coming off of a buff last patch as well. It was a net buff with all of his changes. Aatrox, though, his healing is increased across the board from his E and also on his auto attack passive on champions and minions. So his lane phase is going to be better. His innate healing is going to be better. And he's looking like an absolute menace, especially with the popularity of Sion, Sion being a very good champ right now. Aatrox completely shuts him down the entire lane. So I suspect an uptick there. Aurora, more of a mid lane buff, but Aurora top has been played a lot in the past, so felt worthy of a mention here. Realistically, the biggest thing for her top lane is just the AP ratio buff 2 between worlds. The bonus MR not going to see that much play in the top side. Jax. The passive attack speed, I think, per stack is plus 1.5%, and he's been kind of like back and forth, like being on the edge of meta. And I think this might give him the push he needs.
Yeah, I think I agree. Not terrible into Aatrox as well. I mean, if you're considering both of them. But these aren't unpopular champions for lower divisions, higher divisions. It's not, Aurora top. I mean, maybe if you're a really good mage top player, but I've seen said mage top players, and sometimes not what you want all the time, but I think they're really solid. Especially the attack speed. Like, that's like buffs that like you don't really need to feel. They just kind of happen. Like, I mean, Aatrox is as well, like the healing. It's pretty interesting changes.
Yeah, Mord coming up next here. More of a happier sight for some of our middle elo gamers. They'll be happy to see a little slight buff to his obliterate. Their AKA's Q for those unaware, but just a small little buff there. So will help you stat check even harder as Rumble nerf 90 million and 4,000 coming in here. I don't know if it's gonna do anything. Like the thing is like this champ just seems unnerfable. It doesn't matter how hard Riot's nerfed him; he's just always there. You just have to be good at Rumble, and every nerf just makes that skill or like that ceiling higher and higher, right? Like you have to be better and better the more nerfed he is, but he's still gonna be strong in my opinion. And even if it's not like strong, he's still relevant because Equalizer is just such a great cooldown in general. It's like if you hit that Equalizer, you can just win the game, right?
Yeah, the combo's great with certain junglers as well. It's always gonna like anything that will help you apply stats, like stat debuffs as well, to enemy champions at that amount of range in an AoE will always be valuable, even if it's just for a slow, which sometimes it is. Like, it doesn't do that much damage. It's just to cut off the retreat or make sure that if they do go through it while retreating, they're super, super slow.
Yeah. Also, minor Shin nerf. Seen a lot of Shin popularity coming up now. Titanic Hydra build getting a lot of steam in the top side. So just a minor nerf. Gonna do a little bit less damage thanks to the nerf to his max health damage on his taunt. So just a slight nerf there. Should still be pretty strong, just less oppressive in the lane phase. As obviously Shen, right, needs those items to really start doing that damage, but I'm just gonna alleviate some of the pressure he's putting on early. Also Yorick getting nerfed a second round here. Looking to give him a little bit better playability in the late game, but mainly focusing on nerfing his like mid game spike because once he gets that mid game spike, it kind of like feels very impossible until he just kind of flatlines or just dies. So they are looking to get him out of that weird spot where he doesn't really have like that exponential curve most champions do. More just like he has an instant spike and then it's just downhill from there.
Yeah. I mean, Yorick, Shen, things we've definitely seen. Rumble, not as much sometimes in the higher divisions, and every now and again people will pick it up. But nerfing those champions and the buff to Maud, I think definitely the highlights of the patch overall, because there is a lot more lower divisions than there are higher divisions. But, I mean, it's just little bits here and there, right? I love like, how many times will they have to nerf Rumble before he gets put out? And I guess Yorick, is he going to catch another one if it doesn't go out? He hasn't really been around forever, like at all. And then he's a pretty mainstay top right now.
Yeah, definitely mainstay. I mean, also it's just like the strength of Scion because Scion's gotten so popular, right? Like the fact you can shut down or neutralize Scion has been such a big contention point, even in like professional play, that finding champs that are good into him has been pretty difficult. But York definitely needed this round. Although I'm a little curious as to why they're buffing Aatrox. I thought he was fine, but I guess not. But we are going to move to the jungle now. A lot of like decent buffs here, right? Lee Sin, most notable here for me is they did buff his E. It is a minor buff overall. Realistically, the biggest thing is like the slow, so it's gonna help your ganking potential quite a lot. And I think realistically, he's kind of struggled in the meta right now, where think of like the bruiser like quadrinity basically of J4, Lee Sin, and Zhao Vi, right? Like those four champions have almost always been grouped together as like the same style. But Lee Sin's really been lacking from those three champions of his ability to gank, especially early, in which those champions, I mean, obviously the right champion differences, but Lee Sin really been struggling recently in the meta, so much needed buff here. Gonna open up a lot more Lee Sin gameplay, I would imagine.
I mean, Lee Sin's also the hardest one out of those four. I won't talk about the next one as well, but the top two in our list here, I think are some of the hardest junglers in the game. So, especially for anything outside of like the top of the top players in the world, buffing them is necessary. I've still seen like the Lee Sin look good at situations, but never find Lee Sin a champion that it's like I hate when it's good because it's a massive skill expression champions, or I'm fine for it to get buffed. I think that it's it's a fun champion.
Yeah, all right. Nidalee up next here. Nidalee getting a AP percent ratio buff onto her Cougar swipe once again. The last one did not really do too much to put her back in
Double
the
canyon
jungle.
buffs.
Yeah, double canyon buffs going into MSI is interesting, but realistically, I don't think this is going to see any play. I think it's just more so Riot trying their best to put Nidalee into the jungle role without buffing her top lane too much.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because I don't think Riot likes Nidalee top. I think also players don't like Nidalee top.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
what I was
pretty.
gonna say.
But the biggest change in this entire patch
Yes.
is the Rammus change.
Mm-hmm.
It's the longest change of any champ. It's an
It's
entire
strange.
rework. They decided to make him much better with MR and way worse with armor, right? To kind of balance out his power. Because realistically, he fit that. Oh, if you play into only AD teams, right? You're just Thanos. But as soon as a single AP champ gets locked in, you're just FF, right?
Yep.
So they're trying to even that out. It did land a little weak. Like he's already on the cards to getting buffed again next patch. So be on the lookout for that. We might see the rise of Rammus coming through and kind of replacing something like the Skarner. Because Azir also getting nerfed, which we'll talk about soon, but a lot of like synergy for Skarner and also his priorities kind of fallen down. So maybe Rammus can be that replacement. Also way easier to pull off, in my opinion, right? Your E is much more readable than Rammus Powerball rolling around, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's an important point, right? How does it feel for our players to play said champion? It is a bit of a blow, right? I'm a huge fan of champions that fill very specific niches. And obviously, Rammus has a place like you were talking about, but in any kind of organized competitive play, it's just never going to happen. You're never going to pick a team where you think, man, Rammus is just so good this game. And if you are, I mean, they pick Rammus. But and not only just like the full AD, but one or more ideally, like 80 carries is also great. You basically just completely nullify them with the thorns. But it does take that away. But bringing in a new kind of tank jungler, it would be something that freshens up the game just a little bit.
Yeah, and Vi's the last adjustment here. Keeping this one quick. It's realistically just going to be evening out the power between W max second and E max second. A lot of solo queue players mistakenly take E max second when realistically it's been W max second being so good for so long. So it's just an evening up on the power there. I still think W max second is probably still better because the armor shred is just so invaluable, right? Being able to do extra damage there is just so invaluable for your team. Realistically, I think jungle is in a fine state. I don't think this does too much. It might just open up avenues for something like the Lee Sin to get picked more often, maybe in like a game 4 rather than a game 5 scenario. But still, gotta keep an eye out for that, especially the slow. The slow getting buffed, I think, really helps them out.
I think that the Vi as well, like they can nerf it as much as they want, but the ult is always going to keep Vi relevant, unless like AD items get completely shafted and you're back to playing AP junglers like we had. I think it was last year, maybe the beginning of this year, but I don't think they're buffing Faded Ashes again for a while.
Yeah, moving into the mid lane. We talked about Aurora already, so we'll speedrun that. Just 2 MR, base MR buff. So I think 2 or 3. It might be 3. But regardless, still, she's already been viable. So this buff also, again, kind of confusing to me. Like, she's definitely been seen in pro play. It's not like she's missing. Completely gone from playing, but they just decided to buff her. So gonna be looking very strong in the mid lane. Azir getting massive nerfs moving forward. Move speed nerf and like his attack speed growth getting nerfed all at the same time is a massive deal. And every Azir I've watched since these changes has just looked dreadful.
It's hard. Not only is Azir like a difficult champion on his own, but because it's like a kind of have to balance around pro play champion, a lot of the times it might have been in a really good state for everything under, tier 2. But you know, if it's in the meta, in the pro meta for too long, it does get a bit stale. It will come back like it always does. It'll get buffed again into relevancy, but I think you're right. It might be out for a while.
Yeah, I mean, LeBlanc also moving forward, right? She's getting buffed. We've seen that in the past. There's actually a clip in the MSI video talking about the format of a LeBlanc clip, so much needed bust for the champ. She's been on the weaker end and always a fan favorite to watch. And with the VGU, she looks phenomenal in general. They did a fantastic job on that, but realistically, nothing too big to talk about here. We don't really have like that crazy amount of like LeBlanc players in Titan, so. But still, if you are, you're going to be happy with this one. But the Talia receiving a base MR nerf, which makes her lane phase even weaker, right? That's one of her worst parts is before her first back. She's so weak, so easy to die on. I think her threaded volley nerf is not as big of a deal. I think the base MR is the biggest thing because it's making your already bad early game even worse. So you just really have to play the early game well, but you're still Talia at the end of the day, right? Like the threaded volley nerf is 10% damage. It's literally not a big deal. So as long as you can survive the early stages of the game, you're still Talia. You still have the carpet. You still have seismic shove. You still have Weaver's Wall, right? You have all of these things. That makes Talia so good in the meta, especially into like if Lee Sin starts getting prio, right? Talia's a perfect champion into him.
And LeBlanc.
And LeBlanc too, yeah. But TF got huge buffs. E buff kind of meaningless, but the real big one is his ultimate getting a CD buff, which is so strong, in fact, that they're immediately nerfing that coming into the next patch. So we'll not see too much DF at MSI, I'd imagine. But also Ari receiving a charm nerf. They're trying. It seems like they're trying to move Ari out of the charm max. Kind of feels like maybe a little bit of the Vi thing, right? Where it's unintuitive to max charm if you're not like a good Ari player or in the know, but just my opinion. Overall, I think the mid changes were, for the most part, comparatively to the like first two, I think very light. But buff of fan favorite champ in the LeBlanc, nerf some of the things that are oppressive like the Talia. The Azir getting nerfed this hard just feels like such a wild thing to me. Like Azir's annoying, but surely he didn't deserve to get headshot like this.
Unfortunately, he did though, and obviously it's pardon me, like I said before, very pro focused. But I have seen a few Azirs around, and like you said, it's looked rough on sometimes. I mean, you showed me a clip of that really well executed Akali dive, and just Azir just can't do anything.
Yeah, moving into the ADC, gotta speed this one up. So Aphelios, real quick. Base attack speed up, also buffs to sever move speed, and also the Calibrum ability damage. Does he make a comeback? I'm not sure. I don't think it's big enough. I think his caster playstyle, as long as he's in that caster playstyle, I think it's just too difficult to be played. Because why play Aphelios when Varus just fits that kit better, right?
Yeah.
Like, Varus can do everything better. Callista, right? Worse early game because they lowered her base health by 20, so from 380 to 360 or whatever it is. It is a 20 health nerf, and then Q nerf by 1 second. I still realistically think this does not matter. I think Callista still. I mean, I don't think she's S tier, right? I think you do actually have to choose your lanes. You don't want to get like bullied by like an Ashe or something, but
yeah.
Definitely still an A tier champ for me. Samira, I think this is a sleeper champ. We haven't seen it come out, but this is on second round of buffs. Like Riot is really trying to put Samira in the meta here. And this is a sizable one damage wise. So maybe she might be able to start showing up. Farming Senna getting nerfed as needed. Definitely 100% needed. Was not at all healthy in the state that it's in. So back down to 10% soul drop. But they are keeping the rest of her buffs to her kit. Varus, base armor nerf by 3. Pretty sizable nerf for the early game. But at the end of the day, you're still Varus, so.
Yeah.
And I think it makes it like poke more more prevalent for you overall.
Yeah, I think you're right. The armor doesn't really mean anything when you could just completely outranging all the opponents anyway.
Yes, I agree. Zeri, huge damage buffs. specifically targeting onto her ultimate here. Her level 6 all-in is going to be crazy. Her teamfight damage later in the game is going to be crazy. I think she's really back in the meta. I think she's going to be one of the best AD carries at MSI. And on this patch, she's not getting nerfed in the next patch either, which is like, I think Zeri is going to be a fantastic champion moving forward. But AD carries, a lot of prevalent things nerfed. Both of the S tier AD carries for me got nerfed. Varus and Callista. If you're good at Callista, right, you have to be good. Got nerfed. Zeri making a comeback for sure. But support, Bard receiving an MS buff, which is very good. Very good for him. He was already looking great before this buff. And with how prevalent we've seen teams rotate around Grubs, this just gives him that extra potential. Whereas, unfortunately for Nico, Riot has had enough and decided to nerf her in the support role. And unfortunately, it is just a small damage nerf. I still think you're playing Nico support not for the damage, but for the utility. So I don't know if this is going to push her out totally. It'll just make her lane phase more bearable for some of these melee supports that she's typically picked into.
And that's something that hopefully our players playing against those Nikos will enjoy a lot. I mean, the Rammus change is probably the biggest one, the wildest one. I think that the Zeri, the Aphelios, could go into, Zeri Aphelios. But I mean, Bard, the movement speed buff on Bard, that's wild. That is, that's like his best set anyway. Pardon me. But that is all that we will have on the news. Up next, the skin review with Wookie and Goldyn. Show off some of the fabulous skins around. I have been JBetto, and this, I believe, has been Oz. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Helicopter, helicopter.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Titan After Dark fashion show segment. I know this is everybody's favorite. It's my well, the whole show is my favorite, but I don't get to be here with Wookie and Sharogen in any other segment. I get to do double duty with them here. Hello, how are you guys doing tonight?
Ha, you said duty.
I was about to make the same joke, actually.
You're children.
Brains in gutter, that is where they belong.
But doing good.
No, yeah, I'm doing pretty good, I like this segment too because it actually lets me talk about League of Legends from a standpoint of I actually know what I'm talking about and not guessing half the time when it comes to like the patches, because I always forget when they have a new patch come out and like, oh crap, what I thought worked doesn't actually work. This is just visual. It's always, there is a objectively correct answer in my opinion half the time.
And guess what? I always have the right opinion.
Sure.
Keep telling yourself. It's okay to have an opinion that's wrong.
There is no way. There is no way. Well, we're going to get into it right now with the new set of Spirit Blossom skins, and you guys are going to be able to tell me my opinions are correct yet again. This is the second set of Spirit Blossom skins for 2025. We've got, I think, 14 total skins in the whole of it. 7 in the previous one, 7 in this one, 2 prestiges, and 2, well, 1 legendary, which was Ash, and then Morgana, which is the, I forget what that, like,
exalted.
special.
Like exalted.
Exalted.
Yeah.
So we've got two new sets here. So we're going to go in, we're going to take a look at each of these individual skins. We're going to compare to last set, and then we're going to compare to Spirit Blossom as a whole.
All right. Sounds good.
I already know which one I like as a whole, but I'm just, it's not hard to make me happy.
Fair enough. Let's get into it then. First skin. Oh, it bugged. Cool. Love that.
That's okay. That's okay. While Wookie's figuring that out, I just have to say, I think it's very interesting when you look at last set's color palette. These are much different. And I don't know if it's because more of them are like the demons of this world than, the other ones were more the good guys or what. But I think the color paletting on these are very, very different. I like the color palettes in the splashes better than I think I liked the other one.
I would completely agree with that. It is kind of interesting when you look at that. Like, for example, we're starting off right now with Azakana Akali. Like, straight up, I'm loving it. I'm a big fan of the purples. I do think it's a little too monochrome in the sense of like there's not enough contrast to really make certain things pop. From a stylistic standpoint, I think she's great, and I think in game the model is a lot better than the splash art.
A really weak splash art. I think this almost looks like, you know, when you see the artists from Riot, they show like their rendering process, right? This almost looks like we're at like stage 2 of like 4. I feel like we're missing a lot here. And this is the same artist, fun fact, that did the Prestige Lux skin. And if you remember back to the last show, I had a lot of qualms with this artist's style. I think she has this very like you said, monochrome, kind of goopy, almost like everything kind of like blends together a little bit. And I just feel like this is a super cool pose for Akali. We were talking about dynamic of poses before, so I like that, but I feel like this just isn't enough. Like I feel like we have 2 more render stages to go to get to the final splash art here. So I mean, love Akali, love this kind of idea for her, but to me it just feels incomplete.
As a resident Akali player myself, I have to agree, actually. I don't particularly see Spirit Blossom in this skin. I don't know if that makes sense, but like there are better skins for Akali. I'll just say that. And this one, you know, like I said, I like the angle, but it's just kind of not. I'm not feeling it, you know, a whole lot. So yeah, I have to agree.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Again, I already said what I wanted to say, and you guys have kind of reiterated it. So it's.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
I think we can move on from that one.
This is one that I'm really actually very excited about. If you guys don't know, whenever I do play top as my off role, I love playing Kale because I just hate fun. But I will say I've had the same icon since Prestige Syndra came out. I've had that same icon, and the icon for this skin is so cunty. I am going to change it to when it comes out. It is so. I wish we could put up the icon right next to the splash art because it is so like, girl, you are not forgiven. I'm gonna stick a sword through your mouth, out your ass. Like it is just so.
I completely agree. Like I can already say, just like looking at this skin again, the thing that I find most frustrating about splash arts is they never really kind of showcase what they look like in game. Like, because for example here, especially with Kale, you've got the 3 different stages. I love the way this skin looks on the Rift, and so like it actually has all those stages of evolution. The splash art looks freaking gorgeous. It's bright. You've got colorful visuals and very clear distinction. I have a slight hank on the pose personally, but it's very clear why they went with the pose they did in terms of the getting certain people to notice the outfit in a certain way. So not my particular thing, but I understand the people who are into that. I get it.
Yeah. I would say I would have to agree. Like this is probably like a very colorful and just overall like great skin to look at. I can tell it's Kale. That's one thing I could tell it was Kale when I first looked.
There
at
is
it.
that.
So that's already a lot better than most of the skins we've kind of been through. So yeah, it's very pretty. I like it.
Yeah, the silhouette is very easily to distinguish.
Exactly. And when you compare this style artist, and I would like to actually see who else this artist has drawn splash art wise, because when you look at this compared to the Akali one, look at that difference in you've got a foreground and you've got a background, right? You've got very clear defined visuals, and it's a difference in artistic style, but I think it is also just a difference in somebody being more mature in their art style. And that's what's coming through with this. It's much cleaner. It looks more professional. And as we're all saying, you can tell who this is very, very clearly. It's a skin, right? Like she's got great ones. She's got better ones than this. She's got way worse ones than this. And I think overall this one just sits very firmly within it's good.
Now, from a lore standpoint, because again, I'm not as versed in the Spirit Blossom lore as I wish I was. Like this is one of those skin lines that I liked it when it had its first iteration, but I haven't really kept up with it. So are Kale and Morgana still the sisters that are like the duality situation in the Spirit Blossom lore, or have they kind of separated that?
You know, because we're actually reviewing these skins before the official patch has dropped, there's not a ton of the lore out yet. So we might have to put a pin in that. I would love to know it. I think in every single one of their skin lines that they have the same skin for, they are still sisters and it changes and whatnot. But we just don't have a ton of information on that yet. So I'm sorry, Sharogen, you're asking a question. Isn't that like the first rule of improv is I can't say no? Well,
Yeah,
unfortunately, saying no, I don't know. At this point, we'll have to kind of hang tight until Riot releases the official lore for these skins and dig into that at that point.
Because that would be the one thing that I would want to point to for this particular skin as potentially having small issues with, essentially, is because of the fact that in one of the more recent cinematics, we showed Morgana and Kayle wearing almost exactly the same outfit, but Morgana removes her helm, embraces the dark magic. They're both wielding the same swords, and we see Kayle pick up Morgana's sword, and basically that's why she has the two. It's because she's got hers and her sister's, and obviously the disgusted look as she walked past. But
I want to practice that look.
You just want to. I think you're getting pretty darn close. Pretty darn close right there.
That's my end of the season goal is to cosplay Kayle and just look at somebody and go.
Yup.
I do think that there is a missed opportunity there.
I'm shooting for a bit of the Brom. I want to do the stand behind Brom look is what I'm going for eventually.
You do the voice pretty good.
You do. I was just gonna say, to close out the Kayle, I think that, and we're gonna get into Morgana here in a little bit. I think that this would have been really cool to see them both have these like super special skins and really play with that lore again and tap into the cinematic from earlier this year. You make a great point about that, Sharogen. I think that would have been fantastic. I think the skin is great for it being a 1250, right? This is what I would expect from a 1250, to be honest with you. But I do think that there was kind of a missed opportunity to really, really play into that lore. That was such a huge thing at the Worlds ceremony last year with the singing and those incredible performances. And I think that would have been really cool kind of vein to tap into. But Riot doesn't want to hire me.
All right. Now we got Karma, Spirit Blossom Karma. This one, I at first I couldn't tell it was Karma, but then I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense because I guess Karma really doesn't have like a distinguishable like weapon or like thing she has. I mean, she has her
thing.
I disagree.
Her thing behind her.
I believe it's a mantra is what it's called. I could be wrong on that.
That's her ult. I don't know what the thing behind her is actually officially called, but
I don't know.
Yeah, I forget what. Yeah.
Somebody in chat enlighten us, please.
Yes.
But for me, I couldn't figure out, and then I looked. I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. But to me, it's a very pretty skin. Like it's very I don't know, simple. It's very elegant and simple. So I think I like it.
I feel like it's a little too busy. It's the only way I can think to describe it. The thing with Karma, as I can see that they're going with the dueling koi for the motif on her, which is something we saw. I think it's basically a repeat of the Spirit Dragon skin. So for me, this one, it almost feels like a cop-out and sort of like they're just doing the same thing over again. And I don't want to say it's uninspired because the style is very interesting, but it's not distinctly Karma to me. Like it didn't jump out. I don't know if it's because with the piece behind her, if we just don't have a clear visualization of the koi in this screenshot right here. I mean, if they had pulled like an Avatar: The Last Airbender look where they're much tighter, much closer together, maybe it would have played a little bit better. But I didn't get the duality nature here, which I can kind of see why they might not want to go with because it would make her stand out too much.
That's fair.
No, I think that I agree with both of you on both of your points where it's like, yeah, this is like, it makes sense once you figure it out. It's Karma, right? But I also agree that like it's just another version of the dragon skin. It's another version of the fairy court skin. It's just kind of this like same
She's got the
style
same
that we
theme
see
every
Karma
time.
in.
Yeah.
Exactly. The only one I can think of that's like insanely different is Ruin Karma, which I've heard people love, like the running mascara and the white hair. Like we all know why we like that skin.
I'm a big fan of the Ruin skin line in general, even though I know a lot of folks don't like some of the characters that were chosen. I'm like, look, I just like evil, okay? I like people that are dangerous and will probably hurt me. That's just how it is.
You know, Sharogen, to each their own. I might also be in that camp. I don't know. But anyways, to this skin specifically, the one redeeming factor I will say is I'm really happy they didn't try and whitewash her in this skin. Karma is a person of color in her base skin. She's a person of color in several of her skins, but in a lot of them, including Ruins, they whitewash her very heavily. And
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
right.
understand why truly. Like she's got the same thing as most female characters in League. She's got no defining features, right? She's got no defining features. Her face could be anybody's face. But I truly don't understand why they are so scared to let Karma be a person of color, right? Like she is one of the few, like she's like with with Neela, like she's one of the few, and I think that's such a great factor. And in this skin, I like it because Spirit Blossom, in my mind, is like you're outside a lot. You're not gonna see people who are like the pale white that I am. Like you're not gonna see that. So I would say if there's one like refining feature of this skin, it's the fact that they gave my girl some melanin back.
And again, I think this is one of those skins that again plays better on the Rift. It just looks better whenever like you're actually playing it in game. The colors pop a lot better. It's visually a little bit more stunning and it's a lot sharper. And I think that helps a lot with the background. In that case, it's so white here. She just kind of fades into it a little bit.
I agree. So that's literally the only thing I could say good about this gun at that point.
All right, let's move on to Morgana. Exalted Morgana. Thoughts?
This is only one of the 2 splash arts, by the way. She actually has 2 splash arts, which I think is kind of weird because you can only see that second splash art when you have her as your champion. You know what I'm talking about? When you on your profile you can pick a skin.
Yeah.
You only see it in that because in the loading screen you're gonna get this skin. So I think that's a kind of like a lot of effort to put in for something you're not really
and of course
see.
the one what we have here is the worst one of the 2. Like straight up like it's just automatically straight up the worst one of the 2. This is one of those skins again in game. It's gorgeous. It's like I love the motifs, the flower wings, all of the elements to it, like the fire and things of that nature, which obviously are the exalted side, not this version of that. But you also don't have the Azakana horny version of Morgana on display here, like you do. Like I really wish we could get a version of that image popped up here. And it's like that version of the Morgana skin, in my opinion, straight up is the best, like period.
I think the hair in the Exalted one really, really throws me off. The like poofy George Washington style hair in the red one. I get what you're trying to say, but the hair really does not do it for me. I think that this is like good for the starter. Like somebody compared this to like the Lux skin where you start with your evolutions and whatnot. And I think this is good as like as a base. The hair, for whatever reason, I could not tell you why, but the hair really pushes me away from liking it. In the game. In game, it is gorgeous. You're absolutely right. Absolutely beautiful skin. I've watched so many of the skin spotlights just watching the abilities, and it is truly gorgeous. Like if you're ever gonna say like, oh yeah, an exalted skin is worth it, like I say like the Lux one would be worth it, and this one I would say is one that is almost worth it because it's truly just gorgeous in game. But I don't know. That hair.
This
it's a hairstyle choice. You're not wrong. I will give you that. But for me, it's again, it goes down to just the demonic nature of the skin. That's the reason why it stands out for me. Which, as stated before, there's probably a reason.
I feel like, when I first saw this, I was like, "Is that Kaisa? No, that can't be." But I think a lot of the colors in this one kind of muddled together. Like everything's like really dark. Like even like just up on my screen, which my computer monitor is a little bit darker than normal, so like a lot of these details aren't in the actual splash art. And I haven't seen it in game. I'm sure, like it looks a lot better in game, but this one I just did not. I didn't like that much. So,
Her wings in game have this like cyan color that it fades to. It starts at this like indigo and really fades out to these beautiful blue hues. So I agree with you, Wookie, that that's just not being shown here, which is such a disservice because it is truly spectacular to watch her. And it's like she's very, very dark purple here, but that's not. And like the only like blues you see are like these butterflies and like a little bit on her top wings up by her neck. But it's just like in game, the render on each of those wings is immaculate. And I'm kind of disappointed that we don't get to see it here.
Right.
Yeah. Again, I think this skin suffers from the same problem as the Karma skin, where the background is not a distinct enough color to kind of help her pop. But I also think, like the Karma skin, if the image were sort of zoomed out a little bit more, so we got to see a little bit more of Morgana's wings like we can see here in the bottom right hand corner of the image, I think it would help sell the character a lot. Because I'm with you, Wookie, I didn't recognize it as Morgana at first. I thought it was Kaisa. For me, the other version of this, it looks much more like much more like Morgana, and that one is like I immediately knew what champion was right off the bat. It could also be the face position.
Yeah.
With the upturned nose in this version versus the downward stare that you
She
get.
almost looks like Janna.
Yeah,
with
almost.
the ears.
Does.
Like
the
just
ears
put a
and
staff. Put a staff in her right arm.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go.
That might actually be a bit more. Maybe it's it's a little bit more wistful and more whooshy, more windy.
You know what's funny? It kind of reminds me of the old way they used to do skins, where like it just had a black background and like nothing around the character. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I will say though, I do see a little bit of sex appeal because yes, she's turned away from you, but her titties are they're coming out. Like those are out, and also that slit where I can see in. Like we're going through. Like there is definitely sex. Okay, all right.
It's like let's move on. Just come on,
There
come
is
on.
sex appeal on this.
Really,
You want to talk about
Wookie?
sex appeal? You want to talk about sex appeal?
Oh, I thought we were going to a different skin. Boo! Boo! I thought we were going to a different one.
It's Way. Like
I know we both like Way, but
yeah,
like Way a little bit more than
like
that,
Way.
maybe.
Wookie, do you have something you want to share this Pride Month?
I mean, hey, I'm a twink, so I gotta, rep for my boy right here. So here we go. Yeah, but thoughts about this one? I mean, I could tell it was Way, so right off the bat, the paintbrush is just on his lap, which I like that. That was a good addition. Instead of like in a hand or like it's kind of, it gives me that wistful vibe that we were talking about earlier with one of the other skins. Like he's just kind of like sitting there chilling. He's chilling. He's big chilling.
I just got to ask, who put Jimin in League of Legends? That's really all it is. I really want to like this skin. I do. My problem with it is it does not give me a painter vibe. In terms
He's a depressed
of
twink. He's a depressed twink first, and then a painter.
Exactly. And so I really like, the thing is like with it, when it comes to the ink itself, I feel like going with the hues that they did, it is a bit of a disservice. I don't know if that's just here in the splash art or if it's also in game kind of a thing. It's just it doesn't scream Hui to me. It screams it could be like, I almost thought it was
Aphelios?
oh goodness. Yeah, I almost thought it was Aphelios. I was thinking True Damage. Like it gives me very True Damage vibes, and I just get K-pop band. I don't get Spirit Blossom, and I don't know how else to describe it. This one, for whatever reason, just doesn't hit for me on this one.
individual parts of this that hit for me because I think his trail,
Fair.
like his paint around it, could hit so much harder. Like we've got such a beautiful palette in Spirit Blossom, and we just kind of like, it almost reminds me of, like, you ever see like gasoline on top of like water in like a lake or like the ocean? You kind of have that like rainbowy like film almost. That's kind of what this looks like to me. It's cool, but it could be so much better. However, I do love the outfit he's wearing. The keyhole, he shows off the little twink collarbones.
You got the tight striations of the muscles right here on the chest. I like that.
Like compared to his other skin, he only has one other skin, right? He only has Winter Blessed. I think that this is that the outfit is what hits for me, because Winter Blessed, he's got this big fur mantle, which again, twink it up, right? Of course, but we just don't have a lot of skins to go off of for Hwei. So I think that there's certain aspects of this that hit harder for me than others. I will say I've had a few friends play this skin on PvE, and they have all hated the in-game, which I I would love to, in the future here, show like little animations of the in the game character. And I can't say until I play it myself, but I've had a lot of people really dislike this compared to base and even Winter Blast.
It's really not that good. Like it doesn't pop as painter again. Like that, like I don't see paint on the Rifts, which is my biggest frustration with it. And you say you like the outfit. Me personally, I think that jacket just throws the whole thing out of whack. Take the jacket off. Just you've got the gauntlet sleeve thing that just goes up. Just make that go all the way up until like about mid bicep. You don't need the white jacket. Let us have that green centerpiece. Just a full svelte sort of look. Show off the twinkiness. Like I just. Like, that gives him too much bulk.
Shoulders? What are you talking about? This
We
is
need
a
more
middle-class high school. Shoulders are illegal.
In my
we
Christian
cannot
Riot
show
game,
those.
We've got collarbone. That's all we need. Collarbone and neck. Right there.
Alright.
I don't know. Overall, I think this one is like a 50-50. You can take this one or leave it.
Yeah. Needs more paint.
I
a
would.
little bit more
That's
paint.
generous.
Needs a
That's
little bit more
generous.
paint, for sure. Okay. All right, let's go on to the next one. There we go.
Alrighty.
Ooh. Huh.
I hate this skin.
You hate it?
I don't
hate this
want to
skin.
hate this skin.
I don't
I
want
don't
to hate
wanna
it either,
hate
but
it.
I can see why.
This is Nidalee. She's like the lady of the wild. She is.
Where is the
She's a
cougar?
cat.
Yeah,
She's
where is
that.
the cougar?
That's
Oh, it's
that.
in
See,
the back.
that's the
One,
reason.
Where's
I hate
the cat?
It's in the back.
I hate
It's in
the
the
splash art.
background. I just noticed.
It is,
Like,
and it
it's
should be in the
so
foreground
far
because
away.
it's the
Yeah.
coolest part of the skin.
Yeah.
And she also just doesn't scream wild to me. Like this, she could be a soldier. Like the only defining feature is her ponytail. She could literally just be some rando Spirit Blossom soldier guarding.
She looks like
I don't know,
Callista.
Zinzao's
If you
buttholder,
didn't
but-
know who Nidalee was,
Yes,
Yeah.
you throw some like spears in her back, and it's Callista Spirit Blossom skin, like straight up.
If this was a Callista Spirit Blossom skin with her being the good guy, Riot would go so unbelievably hard for that because Riot refuses to make Callista a good guy.
Yeah.
This would go so hard. But Nidalee?
And you know the funny thing is, isn't that kind of her lore? The fact that
Yes.
she's on revenge because she was, murdered, and
Hecarim stuck his spear up her butt.
yeah, it's kind of like she has a reason to be. She's like Pike. She's a good character. So she's on the side of the heroes. She's just a villain. But for
Same thing-
whatever reason, I swear the only reason they don't mess with her is they don't want to let her be meta. Like that's the only reason they don't give her skins is because they don't want to let her be meta because she's impossible to balance.
I think
Also fair.
with this skin, like one of the things that like I don't understand the color palette in this one. Like I understand that's like similar to the other ones, but like Nidalee doesn't scream this color, like at least for her outfit, right? Like I just
No.
I don't know like what to think of that outfit. Yeah, you're
It's
right.
giving soldier.
It is giving soldier, and
It's
that's
Ari.
not Nidalee. Yeah, right. Like
This is Ari's color palette. Like I was
Yeah.
trying to remember which one
Yeah,
which
that's
one it was.
true.
I was pretty sure it
With
was
the
Ari.
rope
But
belt too. It's like her
Yeah,
base skin just
exactly.
chroma.
Yeah.
it is. It really it feels like a chroma that's just not trying too hard. And so part of the reason why I can feel like they didn't go with the wild aspect is because they kind of want to go like we were talking about person of color earlier, which Nidalee also is. They don't want to go
She's
with
still
the
pretty whitewashed here. Let's be fair.
She's. I was
Compared to
gonna.
Karma, she's
I
still
was
pretty
going to point that out. Is in this version, in this skin, she is very whitewashed. But they also try to avoid the jungle cat lady person of color because of the connotations with that, and so it's kind of like, I understand, but you also kind of designed this character along that line, so embrace it.
Exactly.
So,
that's my point. Like you made your
like
bed, you have to
reclaim that
lie
if
in
you're
it.
really gonna, yeah, exactly, if you're gonna make the character, reclaim that and make that a central part of the character and kind of expand on it, make it grow. Because what I would have loved here, give her like Siberian tiger stripes, like a whiter color scheme with black stripes or teal stripes that just glow, which is what her cat form is kind of like.
Yeah.
And it's very like, I can't remember what it is, but I know that there's some legends in that part of in the Asian part of the world that like involves the white tiger, and I would have embraced that and given that even more to Nidalee in this case.
Yeah.
I would understand it if like the top half of her was this like, you know, clean cut spirit blossom style, and the bottom half of her just becomes progressively more wild as it gets closer to the ground, closer to her cat form, like closer to spirit blossom and nature. That could have been such a cool concept to play with here. But we just got like if okay, so my brother is learning TFT and he's never played League of Legends before. Know what any of these characters do, and when he's like, oh, who is this character, when he's picking a champion or whatever to put on the board, and there's zero chance that anybody would connect this splash art to Nidalee. Even some of us who are players who know what it's supposed to be, there's just no link to who she is as a champion, and that's just such a loss.
I'm just like, why don't we have a splash art with her mid transformation? This would go
Make
so
her
hard.
butt fuzzy. Make her half furry.
Hey, you've already got they've started to embrace the furriness, so they're slowly moving that way.
All right, let's head on over to Prestige Spirit Blossom.
Now we have Goldyn passing out. We have the daddy of this version of the skin line.
Oh my god! Somebody sedate me! Oh god! Oh my Jesus Christ! Anyways.
Buck wild over here. Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh my god!
Fiending, thirsting.
Oh, you have no idea. I would shoot myself in the face right now just to talk to him.
Oh my god. Just to lay an eye
like,
in real life.
Just to be in. Just put me in that splash art. Make me a leaf in the background. I will live my eternity there. Holy shit, Daddy Zed! Oh my god. Listen, I'm gonna have an objectively like biased opinion to this skin, so I accept that everyone else is probably gonna have different opinions of this because I love Zed. I don't play him at all, but I love Zed as a character specifically because he is the lover of my favorite character, Syndra, who I do play. But I do have to say, let's like actually take it down a notch a little bit. No, let's take it. Zed is hot as fuck. When do we ever get to see his full like face? He's got that cool like metal jaw from that one character from Arcane. Thank you. Like he's got the little devil horns because we know he do not leave crumbs. Like we know he's dragging her back into that bedroom for another round. Like this man. Jesus Christ. I have to think of what I can say without breaking Twitch TOS because This is so cool. This is such a cool skin. They're so scared to make Zed hot and cool, and I think that actually kind of accomplished that in this skin. They really just want him to be cool like Stab Daddy. Without the daddy part so much. Mostly just like cool stab guy, right? But they've covered. He is cool stab daddy here. Like, and he's got little finger me claws going on too. This skin could not be better for
Finger
me,
me
honestly.
claws? Excuse me?
If anybody wants to know more in depth about the finger me claws, I have a whole PowerPoint presentation featuring Zed and Cinder. I'm happy to share it with you, and I will be making another presentation about this skin. So much.
It is very informative and will teach you many things that are very important to know.
They are so important. Again, right opinion. Anyways, you guys talk. I need to just.
We just need to let Goldyn
let
bask in the glory.
yeah.
I like this skin a lot. I do think that there's a little bit of tropiness to it that kind of like I wish we had more of. I do like that we have his shadow in the background, kind of running alongside, pulling the Naruto run. It's really nice. When it comes to this skin, I think the parts that go the hardest, that work the best, are the face and the posing itself. I think the claws are a little bit too big. Don't scream Spirit Blossom enough. This is where we start to get into kind of that little issue.
Or his swords.
The swords, not the
Okay.
hands. The hands are fine. The hands
I was
are
gonna say,
fine.
I think the actual claws could maybe be trimmed up a little bit because we all have had an experience where that's kind of hurt. We've all had that experience. Don't lie. I know every single person in this chat has had that experience.
It's
I think like I actually am gonna hit hard on that one point. This just doesn't scream Spirit Blossom to me as much as the other ones do. You know, and I don't know if that has to really do with like the lighting or, you know, just the overall like the like how he's sitting or whatnot, or the, you know, like just the vibe. I just don't get Spirit Blossom from this, but I do like the outfit itself. The outfit is really cool for a Zed skin. I would say he probably has better skins, in my opinion, but this one is pretty good, I'll say, overall.
So I think they're going with him having if they wanted Zed to have sort of the Yon Spirit Blossom motif, which is what I think they were trying to do with the half horn and things of that nature, they should have shifted away from the white and the blue on at least one of the blades and made it more of a crimson kind of, because the whole story of Zed is that he was a good guy that was corrupted and became evil because he believed it was the right thing to do.
That's the right thing to do. He got so hot. He's like, Jinx's life got so much better when he got here. He got so much when his life went to shit.
Because you are either the Shen, the goody two shoes, who's just kind of, you know, bland paladin with the pretty face that he hides, or you're the, you know, the rebel, the bad boy that is Zed.
You know what? I'll say it right here. Like, Zed players can suck my balls. So, but maybe that's a little biased. I will always choose Akali over Zed any day of the week. So maybe that's a little biased. But
I wanna make one point here that we talked about with the Lux Prestige skin, which I complained about how they were walking away from making the Prestige skins like a high fashion variant of that skin line. So I will agree, it doesn't give enough Spirit Blossom for it to be a Spirit Blossom skin, but we also don't see the base Spirit Blossom variation because Riot is no longer doing base plus Prestige. We're only seeing the high fashion variant, which these skins are more focused on being high fashion and like special and sparkly than they are honestly about being in that skin line. So I think that Zed, looks super cool and kind of on par for what we've come to expect with these skins, right? Like think of like Spirit Blossoms, or not Spirit Blossom Syndra, I'm sorry. Think of like the Prestige Syndra skin. Like she really doesn't, she's supposed to be a good guy in that skin. She does not look like a good guy in that skin. She's more focused on being high fashion.
yeah, there's a lot of elements, right? Like this is a Prestige skin, plus it's a Spirit Blossom skin, plus it's Zed. So like you have all these elements that, you know, are it probably is kind of difficult to mesh all of that together into a skin that will work for everybody, or at least fans of all of those things. So I can understand, and like, I guess my point is, like, with that is that it's not screaming enough Spirit Blossom. It's not screaming enough, like it's all like spread evenly, across everything. So I imagine it's kind of difficult to do that. But yeah, I wish they did a little bit better job on, just trying to at least give one over another at least a little bit.
Yeah, and going to the in-game element of it, I'm not a fan of the death mark. I don't
That's
like the way it
fair.
looks.
That's fair.
It looks very, how do you describe this? Mobile game tacky is the best way to describe it, because the way it's like, it's got too much, I almost want to say it's got too much detail in the way that the gold mask sits on the character and moves around with it. It doesn't feel like League of Legends. Like, that's the weirdest thing about this skin when it comes to the in-game stuff.
Yeah, I will say, if I had like one wish list for this splash art that I think would have been really cool to do, is Zed is supposed to be, I do know a little bit about the lore, not much, but I saw this and I couldn't like help myself going to Reddit. Like, I just had to. I like Chains couldn't have stopped me. I mean, Chains would have helped for Zed, but
I was gonna say that's helping in the other way.
I think so. Zed's supposed to be kind of like this, like the Azakana style leader-esque, and again, that's very soft. That's not official, but I think it would have been really cool to see him on like some sort of like throne-esque vibe here, kind of like the Syndra skin. But I mean, that's a little wishful thinking. But also having more of the Azakana characters in the splash art and him kind of like looking down on them would have kind of given the vibe a little bit more of, because let's be frank, the background here isn't doing him any Spirit Blossom favors anyways. So let's lean into that a little bit more and just be like, all right, yeah, you're the bad boy Azakana of all bad boys, and there's Yon just like grumbling in the background, like, oh, you're taking away my e-girls. Like,
so leaning into this, what I would have done if we're talking about like fixing the splash art, quote unquote, and like, but it's a total redraw, I say take the camera, shift it so that we're sitting in front, down a little bit so that he's got the whole looming over us sort of thing. So you got that. Hold on, it gets even better. So he's got the hand placed like he does on his left hand, but his right hand is like this. So he's got the whole looking down at you.
Oh wait, wrong side.
Judging.
Yep. Exactly.
Gotcha.
There's a I'm gonna have to send this to you later, Sharogen. There is a like an art of some random character that I remember seeing of something like that. I think he would stop.
Again with the DMs. Jeez Louise.
Oh yeah, 2 times in one day. My bad, Chief. So overall, how do we see this set compared to the first set? Let's start with that question.
Now, when you say the very first set, we're talking
No.
first...
The one from 2 weeks ago. The one from our last show.
So phase 2 of the Spirit Blossom skins, I would have to say that I like the current version that we have, the ones coming out this week with Akali, Morgana, and Kale. I think that one's just a little bit stronger in terms of matching the Spirit Blossom vibe, even though it's kind of funny that, again, I feel like if we're looking at the way these skins are, it's like, I feel like the top 4 in this image I'm kind of nonplussed about, and the bottom 4 in this one I'm nonplussed about. Maybe even bottom, like, really, in all honesty, I feel like only 3 skins I like in this, and one of them, the splash art, technically isn't the right one. So it's like the top 3 with more Akali, Kale, Morgana. Those are the ones I really, really like for this skin set. And the previous one, it was Aurelia, Varus, and Bard I leaned into. I feel like those were the 3 that if we're looking at it, I'm kind of okay with. But I think this one was better executed.
I'm gonna have to agree. I mean, I'm a little biased because this set has 2 of my mains, so Hui and Akali. So it's like, I don't care for any of these characters. But in an art, in fashion sense, I think I have to agree. Like, I mean, we look at the Ivern skin, and I'm just like, that is like so much worse than any of these.
Ivern is one of those characters. They just don't know what to do with him.
Like, even we harped so much on the Nidalee skin and like the Morgana skin a little bit, and like I just think all of these, like, at least you know, I feel like those at least are better than these, any of these, any day of the week. So
I
that's-
think
yeah.
at both levels, the best skins of this second set outclass the best skins of the first set, and I
Right.
think the worst skins of this one outclass the worst skins of the first one.
Exactly.
I just think that there are so many more L's that were taken on this first set than there were taken on the second one, and you've got very similar like qualifications, right? You've got 7 skins both, 2 prestiges. The difference is the Morgana versus the not the Ash one, right? Like, so we've got 2 different levels of skins there, which I think we all recognize. But just like, also look how cohesive these all look. The one that stands out for me is Nidalee in this set, but they all look like they kind of belong together versus the first set just kind of were like, oh yeah, and Ivern just in the center of this like fuck shit show, like, oh yeah, let's pull it together with Ivern, sure. So overall, I think that these, and again, I will admit that I am biased because of Zed for sure, but even outside of that, I think that the rest of those 6 skins just outclass the other 6 and the other
More cohesive, definitely more cohesive.
for sure.
Yep.
For sure. And then how do we feel about this set as a whole as a part of Spirit Blossom? That
Nothing will beat the first set for me.
Yeah.
The first set
That's
of
fair.
Spirit Blossom skins, just it works so much better, partially because the story just fits so much better for the characters that were originally chosen. Because, I mean, you've got the Kindred, Ari, Yon, Tanuki Timo, like Thresh, just the way that they designed those characters and kind of all fit together. And then, of course, you've got the random ones like Vayne, which I know why you picked her. I know why you picked her, Riot. It's obvious. It's the same reason Kale has her design. I get it. I understand. Y'all are not knocking, just not my thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, like overall, the first set for Spirit Blossom was definitely the best. I think this is the close second, right? This is just not quite there. I mean, it was definitely better than the previous set, but yeah, I think the first one overall is just generally the best.
Yeah, I think they might have, in a sense, blown their load on the first set because they picked all of the perfect champions right off the bat. And so you're kind of stuck with, well, we want to make a new one to make more money, so how do we make a character a Spirit Blossom character? Who
They
can we
do that
bastardize?
with a lot of their sets. Like, a lot of the sets, like, it's the first one that's generally going to be the best line out of the other ones, I feel. Like, you know, for example, like Project or Pool Party or any of those.
Project is the perfect one to bastardize characters for, though. The thing is you're corrupt. Like, I love the Project skin line. I'm just annoyed that Jinx has a face, but I love the Project skin line because it's one of those skin lines where you have characters that have been forcibly corrupted and changed from who they were originally to fit into the different factions of Project, because like people were captured and turned into cybernetic monsters. Some of them have broken free, some of them are still trapped by the system. In my opinion, that's the perfect skin line. If you want to pick random people and put them into a skin line, go with Project.
That's fair. That is fair. This one is a little bit more nuanced. Like, you have to really
Gotta
like,
think about it.
understand. You got to think about it a little bit more and just
It's
not
not
just
easy.
output some skins just for money, you know? Yep.
Yeah, I do agree. I should say, Wookie, I agree with you. I think that this is a close second. I think if we scrap this Nidalee skin entirely, tried this one over, like Nidalee would fit here. Let's fix Nidalee. Let's give Akali the splash art she deserves, and just tighten up the backgrounds of like Karma, Zed, and Hui. Like, again, I know, Sharogen, you really don't like the Hui skin, but I think if we fix those other things, it's almost like tolerable.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's almost like we just need to do some fine tuning here to make this at the level that I think very few people could complain. Because you're always gonna have complainers, right?
Yeah.
But I think that there's, comparatively to the first set, which is like, oh my god, scrap it, back to the drawing board, back, get out of here, these are terrible. I think here we're really just in the fine tuning level, which is, you know.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Props to Riot for not screwing it up twice, I suppose. So.
Fair enough.
But with that, that is tonight's fashion show. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. news in the Titan community is we now have Titan After Dark merchandise available for sale, coming with the Summer Titan merchandise drop. We're going to throw the link in the chat for everybody that wants to join in, but don't worry. I will definitely be getting the crop top for the next show. I know Sharogen's going to be joining me. Wookie, if you don't, I will cry large tears.
I'll do it.
I'm crying. Okay. You heard it here, guys. So make sure to check out the Titan merchandise shop. There's tons of really, really cool stuff in there. I know that our team did such a fantastic job with the summer merchandise. It looks absolutely phenomenal. Check it out, and we will see the next segment coming up here in just a few minutes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Caster Therapy, the show where I take our lovely casters and give them therapy. I thank you to all of my clients for your continued support of the Fearless drug. We've been able to upgrade our office once again, bigger and better. So thank you all for your continued support of that. I am joined today by What to Britty and Romeo. Why don't you both introduce yourselves? Like maybe let us know what leagues you cast. Yeah, something like that.
Hi, I'm Britty. I'm casting in the Vanquisher League. I've had to miss the last couple of weeks because my lungs decided they wanted to get out of my body. But other than that, we're totally good.
Hi, I'm Romeo. I cast Vanquisher with Sator, and I haven't had to miss the couple of last weeks because my lungs were safely inside my body all week.
Lucky you.
We should all be so lucky. Well, today I guess we can jump right into the diagnostic quiz that we've got today. What I have for you all is this is the LTAN. This is not the LTA North. This is the League Test of Aptitude in your noggin. We're going to be seeing how good your brain works. So basically, the way this works is there's going to be a few questions, and then we'll place you on a scale of insanity from a Draven main to a Braum main. The peak of toxicity to the peak of wholesomeness. Any questions before we get into it?
I'm scared.
That's not a question, but okay.
I think we're ready for this. I think we can handle
Can you explain this to me in like Marvel rival terms?
It's like Black Panther versus Mantis, I guess.
That seems about right. Yeah, from what I know, it's been a bit since I played that game, but
sure,
seems about right. Classic duelist support dynamic. So okay, well, so I'll get into the first question. I guess you can each take turns answering. I'll just jot down some notes in my little word pad here, and then we'll move along. Okay, so question number 1: when you're casting a series, are you hoping for a quick 2-0, high quality gameplay, or a total clown fiesta? Now, Britty, why don't you go first on this one?
That's really tough. When I'm watching it, I love a clown fiesta, but when I'm casting it, I really do love the high quality gameplay. So I'm gonna say B.
Okay.
Clown fiesta all the way. The more we're just killing each other and doing things that don't make sense, the more my casting partner loses his mind, and the more I get to scream at the top of my lungs. So I say clown fiesta all the way. Which it always is in Vanquisher sometimes, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it happens more often than it doesn't.
People don't know that the clown fiesta never stops, even when you hit master.
Oh god, it's like you think that they're going to pull out these high quality, and the difference is like their mechanics are really good, but we're just running at each other and picking solo queue comps and seeing what happens a lot of the time, and it's great.
I mean, based on the LTA finals that we saw, what was it, a couple days ago at this point? The Clown Fiesta never stops. Even when you get to the best of the best, it never stops.
That was a banger series, though, I gotta say.
It was good, but it was
Clown
messy.
Fiesta makes for a banger series. That's all I'm saying. The more we have, the better it is.
Awesome. Well, I've got let's move on to the next question here. Oops. You just realized you double booked yourself for 2 different series, and there's only 5 minutes till call time. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna hire a doppelganger to cast the other series for you? Are you gonna fake your own death? Get out of there completely. Or are you gonna try to cast both games at the same time? Hop back and forth between calls, or set up a second PC maybe. What's your choice?
I have to fake my own death. It's such an embarrassing thing to have screwed up my schedule that much that it's over for me. It's a wrap. I gotta go.
I have done this before, and which I I did fake an excuse for one of the leagues I was casting. That league doesn't exist anymore, which is why I can say this. I think it was Phoenix Esports right when I had first started casting I did this. So I guess I, by default, have to say fake my own death, but now that I realize casting both games at the same time is an option, I'd love to try this just to see how you can save. Like, especially if you have two casting partners who don't know you're casting two games at once. I really want to try this.
I feel like they'd figure it out pretty quick, but
or they'll just think you're bad shit.
Yeah, maybe they'll just try to fill the awkward silences themselves. You know, they think they're not pulling their own weight. Clearly, I mean, it's awkward silence, dead air.
I mean, look, Romeo, we're both play-by-plays here. We understand that.
For sure.
It's on the color. They fill the awkward silence.
If I'm not talking, it's on them.
Yeah, we're here for the bright noises and the bright noises. Yeah, that's why I'm here for the bright noises and the colorful lights, of course.
Flashy, flashy, bang, bang. I guess B has to be the final answer here.
Okay. Well, let's move on to our next question then. Someone in Twitch chat doesn't like your casting, and they're going to make it your problem. You flame them live on air. Let them know what's up. Are you going to just use their hate as, fuel to do even better? Or you just not have chat on at all?
Now,
there's one correct answer here.
I can't pick C because I do have Twitch chat open. And unfortunately, I do read what you guys are saying far too often. Since there isn't an option D, I have to choose option B, where I just try to be better. I try to be above it. I don't like calling people out directly on broadcast if I don't have to. If I'm calling someone out on broadcast, I like it to be, an interesting discussion, a back and forth of like, oh, hey, this person brought up this really good point. Co-caster, what do you think? But if someone is like actively flaming me, I think just keep it out of my mind. Try and just be better and be above it.
Yeah, that was a wonderful sentiment. And because you said that, I think you've really made my opinion clear. I have to choose A on this one because me and Sator got reprimanded on stream last time for getting into an argument with a chatter about builds. This is a real thing that happened last Tuesday. There was someone in chat who was getting really upset about a build, and Sator and them started arguing, and of course I joined in because they were flaming our calls, because I think it was a call I made too that they started flaming. So you gotta go back and come on, chat. More engagement. More engagement means more views for Titan.
I have to know, what was the build that was being flamed? What was the call?
It was like the default volley bear build or something. I don't remember. It was something that like pros build differently because of comp than solo queue. And I think it was a volley bear build. And we had mentioned that like the pro build is probably better in this situation, and then the guy in chat was not happy about that sentiment and started talking about how the casters are not good at their jobs because they don't know the most obvious build. And then it just became it became a clown fiesta in chat.
Yeah, you're not up to date on all of your individual minutia of volley bear builds. Trash caster. How could you?
You got to know everything. Caster, I mean, you can see the whole rift, you're omniscient there. Why not real life too?
Dude,
exactly.
Okay, I know this isn't a part of the therapy session, but Brittany, I think you'll understand this when I say it. Do you feel like that when you're watching like a cast, the like objective thing to do is so clear, and then you get into your solo queue game and don't know what the fuck is happening?
Oh, every time. Being in the game versus being above it is a radically different experience. I can be playing support in solo queue and understand that I'm winning lane, so I should roam. I'm never going to do it, but I know it's the objective correct thing to do. And when I'm watching a cast, I can say, oh, this is a great roam timer for this support to try and like move to mid, make an advantage play happen. I'll never do it, but I know it's there.
I had that moment today where I was playing solo queue as volley bear. I seen their enemy jungler, watched our ADC back. It was me and the support, and I thought, I'm still gonna chase this 3v2, even though the number one thing I say on broadcast is never fight at a number disadvantage on repeat because it happens all the time. And I proceeded to do it and sat there and thought, if I was casting this game, I'd flame myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fog of War's powerful. Okay.
It
I've
changes something in your brain, truly.
Got another question loaded up in the barrel for you. You're in Champion Select, and your teammate just linked a presentation explaining their genius off-meta pick. Do you dodge the game, get out of there right away? Are you gonna read that shit like the gospel? Read everything they say. Just listen to their pings. Just write. Take notes on that. Or are you just gonna pretend you never saw it? Play the game like normal.
I am a very passive person in general. I am very much a follower and not very much a leader. I will read that shit like the gospel and I will say, hell yeah, fuck it, we ball. We're going for this. If you are good enough to make it to like mid diamond on this pick, yeah, you're probably decent enough that we can win the game more than 50% of the time. Fuck it, we ball. Let's go for it.
So I'm in Platinum right now because I haven't played much, and this season I started in Platinum. So if somebody sends this in one of my game, they're not mid-diamond. They're a plat player playing an off-meta pick. But nevertheless, I'm going to read that shit like gospel. And then when we inevitably lose the game because, like, Xin Zhao top doesn't work, even though I believe it does, I'm flaming the living shit out of them in chat. They're going to know it's their fault we lost the game.
See, I just don't talk in chat. I ping and I put like emoticons in chat, but I don't like communicate with my team outside of that. It never ends up being a good thing.
I question every day why I'm Honor 5, considering if someone adds me after the game, I add them back and start prepping how many words I can type a minute.
There's nothing like the rush of that post-game friend request, and you're just like, here it comes.
You're like, what is the biggest insult I can hit you with in the time it will take for you to send your message and try to hit that unadd button?
See, we're two very different people because I'm prepping screenshots so I can send it directly to Riot Support to get them banned for when they inevitably type a slur at me.
What role do you play, Brady?
Support.
I'm jungle.
Oh, so we both get it. We understand.
Yeah, we're the two most flamed roles. You've taken like the honorable, like anime protagonist route, and I'm like Eren Yeager season 4. Not as hot.
You've gone down a path that I cannot follow.
Okay, so Romeo, what is your final answer on that one? I just
B.
got
B.
Okay, you're both in B. Okay, gotcha.
We're reading it like the gospel.
It's just our choice when it goes wrong is different.
I see.
I flame them in my head. He flames them in the chat.
We can, can't control our emotions, but we can control how we act on them. Am I right?
Exactly. It's even better when I'm Twitch streaming because then I can flame them while the game's going on.
Okay, I've got another question here. I believe this will be the last of this little bit here. This is a bit more personal of a question, maybe. Would you rather be the star of a team that's losing every game, or the weak link on a team that's actually doing quite well? These are totally not my own games here. I did not go 3-12 on Auto, by the way.
For sure. I think being carried is a skill that takes a lot of effort to actually manage, because I don't know if either of you are aware of this. League of Legends players have some massive fucking egos.
No,
ridiculously sized ones. Insane levels. And I think it takes a lot of work to be the weak link on a good team and mentally stay in the game and still do, at the very least, the minimum that you're expected to do. If you can be that on a team and still get a win, you'll climb. And I have taken that to heart. I would much rather be the weak link on a good team because I'm a support player. Half the games that I'm winning, I'm getting carried regardless. So if I happen to be not performing as well and I'm still getting carried, all the better, honestly.
LP is LP, is how I look at it. But this depends. Is it solo queue or comp?
Like, am I playing in? Depend on that.
If I'm playing in Titan versus if I'm playing solo queue, it's probably different.
Different how?
If I'm the weak link of a bad team, depending on the team,
weak link of a good team,
I'd rather be the star of a bad team than a weak link on a good team, depending on the team.
Helps you get clout if you're trying to, find a new roster next season,
That's what I'm saying. I can leave quicker and be better and then go to the good team. and not have to deal with like the rest of the dog shit. Whereas in solo queue, LP is LP, you know? LP is LP. I'll do anything. I'll it's like $5 is $5. The shit I would do for LP in a solo queue game has no bounds.
This is how we can tell that you're a real League of Legends player.
Why do you think I queue jungle and still lock in a Mumu sometimes?
Oh God, you are.
I'll do
whipped.
anything for LP. I'll do anything.
Whoa. I might just have that note that one down a little bit. Okay, so do I have final answers from you on how you feel, where you fall in the?
Are we saying solo queue or are we saying
Let's go with competitive for this one.
I strongly disagree.
Okay.
I think I strongly agree. Strongly agree. Sorry, strongly agree.
You strongly,
I think I still
you'd rather be the star. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta be.
I think I still disagree, but a little bit less strongly. I think especially if it's competitive and I have 4 other people that I know and are relying on me to be like competent, I'd rather not be performing poorly. But in solo queue, it's 5 random schmucks that I'm never gonna meet again. Why do I give a fuck about them? If they're gonna carry me, that's fine.
Just know if it's in comp, you're gonna cut next split.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna cut next
if it's
split.
consistent for sure.
You better hope to God you're winning the chip because you're getting cut next split.
Look, every team's got to have a weakest member. It's just on you for how weak that member is.
Fact. It's not about the team with the best player. It's about the team who has the worst player. Worst player loses. Best player does not win.
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, feed these results into our supercomputer that we've got in the office. It's that little thing under the right here. This thing, that's actually our supercomputer. Believe it or not.
That's what that is.
Yeah. It's not.
I thought it was a Connect 4 game or something.
Well, they don't. That's what the government doesn't want you to know about Connect 4. Actually.
Oh, okay, got it. So is it
like,
more
like the
advantageous to
upgrade
be
of
red or
binary?
yellow?
The what?
The upgrade of binary?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
instead of
more
just
number
1 or 0, you have blank 1 or 0.
Exactly.
You have like 0, 1, and 2, so it's trying
more options, more computational power. I mean, that's got to be how it works.
Just get a PS2 and turn into a nuclear bomb. It's fine.
Okay, it looks like the computer's done its calculations now. And it's well, we've got. Oh, I was supposed to be able to move these around, but I can't because I'm presenting. But that's fine. It looks like we've got Brittany has been categorized as a productive member of society. Good job. You know, we're not quite at the Braum level, but still good. And
proud of you, Brittany.
Believe it or not, it looks like Romeo has completely neutralized back and forth every answer to just be a complete normie. Average League of Legends player, but we'll take that. Oh, wait
That's
a minute.
a lot better than I thought I'd do.
The computer's doing some additional calculations. I
no.
wasn't prepared for this.
No.
It's I'm actually seeing here now that you both are completely insane, and you're gonna have to go away for a long time in this padded cell. But don't worry, we actually have a computer set up, and you can boost accounts to level 30 to make money and earn your way out of there. I do need a bigger office after all. It's getting a little cramped in here, but yeah, you'll probably be out of there in 5 to 10 years if you play a lot.
Years.
So, yeah.
That's it? We can do Brittany, this is gonna be easy. We're duo queuing, support jungle, no one's gonna flame us. We're gonna lock in like Master Yi Yuumi every game. It's gonna be a great
I'm not
time.
playing Yuumi.
Oh, it's gonna be.
What do
We're
you think
playing
I am, a
Master Yi
common
Yuumi
whore?
every game. You get Yuumi or Tarek. You get no other choice.
Look, I'm playing Pike, and you're gonna love it.
Oh God, we're playing Yi Pike every game. It's gonna be great. Can we get a Draven ADC with that too?
Yeah, and then like an Aatrox top lane and Talon mid. Yeah,
just only characters that want kills.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they all go at it.
Look, if you really need an enchanter, I'll play like Karma or something, but I'll still build full AP.
Okay, well, as long as you're building full AP. I'm gonna play Xin Zhao, but I'm gonna build full AP. Infinite healing.
Yeah, we can make that work.
We hope no one builds a Bramble Vest.
Okay, well, it seems like my guards actually aren't around to cart you off to the asylum, so I guess you're actually free to go. It's just how it is sometimes. Worker shortage of workers. Can't trust anyone to do their job these days. But
hired help these days. What are you gonna do?
Thank you for coming through and letting yourselves be evaluated. If you do stick around maybe a few more hours, they might be there to cart you off, but I can't really do anything to keep you here. So.
Can I go willingly? A padded cell actually sounds pretty good right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just down the hall there. You can
All right, great. Thank you.
Hey, desire, burning like a fire. What you gonna do when it crumbles down? Watch it get higher, down to the wire. Will you let it burn till we almost drown? Higher, goodbye, honey, where do we lie? Where you're headed, am I going there too? I don't wanna ask why, wanna give this a try.